Hi everyone, today we're going to be making French bread. For my purpose, I'm using it for French dip sandwiches tonight for the family. I'm using 1.5 tablespoons of active dry yeast and letting it sit for 5 minutes in 2 cups of hot water. You can also use instant yeast. In that case, you would not need to wait the 5 minutes. I'm now using 1.5 teaspoons of pink Himalayan sea salt. You can also use any kind of sea salt or any other salt for that matter that you prefer. To that mixture, I'm adding 4.5 cups of all-purpose flour. You can use all-purpose or bread flour for this recipe. Once I have the flour added, I'm going to use a dough hook on a low speed until it's incorporated. It should start pulling away from the sides of the bowl. If it doesn't, you can add up to another 1/2 cup of flour if you need to. I did not need to for this recipe. Once it starts to come away from the sides, I like to speed it up just a little bit and let it kind of whip itself. You don't have to do this, but I like to build up the gluten that way. I then will remove the dough ball and add it to a glass bowl. I should have sprayed the glass bowl. Hindsight's 20/20. It worked either way, but it'll probably be easier for you if you spray the glass bowl. Form it into a little bit of a dough ball, put it into the glass bowl, and you're going to want to cover it in either a tea towel or saran wrap and let it rise until it's doubled, and that's going to be about an hour. Come back to it, and once it's kind of bouncy to the touch, it's ready. It's doubled in size. Here's where spraying the bowl would have come in handy. But it's okay, we'll just use a bench scraper to get out the dough. Once we have the dough on the clean countertop, we're going to split the dough as best you can into half, so you'll have 2 loaves from this recipe. Using a bench knife to separate, use whatever you have on hand. I will then roll out the 2 halves into about 12 by 18, basically as long as that pan next to me, the bread pan. And once I have them rolled out, I will start rolling from the long edge into a long log. And mine stuck to the counter even though I had a light dusting of flour, so I'm using the bench scraper to kind of help lift it up and pull it over so I'm not really yanking the dough too much. Once you have it fully rolled into the log, I kind of rolled it back and forth just a little bit to get rid of that seam. Be careful because the more you do it, the longer this gets, just like when you're a kid playing with Play-Doh. So then move it into the bread pan. These are like $15 or $20 on Amazon, totally worth it. Cover it again with a tea towel and let it sit for about 30 minutes until it proofs up again and gets puffy. During this time, preheat your oven to 375. Now that it's proofed for its second time and it's nice and fluffy, we're going to score it about 1/4 inch deep. You can use a razor blade, you can use a lom, you can use a sharp knife, whatever you have on hand. This is just 1 egg that's been beaten and just egg washing them for a nice golden brown color. Once they're egg washed, they're ready to go into the oven and bake for about 35 to 40 minutes at 375 until they're your preferred golden brown color. You pull them out and you're going to want to put them on a wire rack to cool.